everyone. I feel like it's been a little while since I actually recorded a reading. I know that I had personally been going through quite a lot of purging, and I know some of you are too. And so I wanted to jump online and do a twin flame union video. And it's going to be short and sweet, but the predominant message that I wanted to share today is regarding the cards that I've already shuffled and laid out. But before I was even shuffling, there were two cards in particular that wanted to come out, and it was the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, considering there's been a lot of retrograde planets, there've been, the lunar eclipse, there's going to be the solar eclipse coming soon. We are transitioning from the astrological year as well, come March, April, and there's a lot going on in the cosmos, which is being felt through a lot of people's energies, a lot of people's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, because there is a huge transformation. Now, it's funny because I was shuffling the deck and I also have the Seven of Cups and the Death and Rebirth card. And that was like the end type of message. And even on the computer, it says 13%. So the Death and Rebirth is the number 13 card. But what I'm feeling as well regarding this Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, the reason it's come up is I'm feeling that there has been a lot of growth that has happened in the last few weeks, days, and it feels as if a lot of you have almost expected this type of growth. You've appreciated and acknowledged this type of growth, but it also has come as a bit of a shock because you knew it was coming, but it also you felt like you'd done the work, it felt as if you've done the healing, you've got to a nice place, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's more to learn. And I'm getting this for a lot of divine feminines if you're tuning in, if you're a divine masculine, and you too, I feel, are going through almost a major transformation of death and rebirth regarding your current scenario. But it also is to do with the connection and how you're feeling the need to let go. And I mentioned this in a recent post, and I said it's not about losing hope, it's about maintaining the current present moment. So you are grounded in the present moment, you're appreciating everything you have. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, there's more growth to be done. What more is there? Because I feel like a lot of divine feminines have almost gone through the majority of the lessons. Like they've gone through a lot of healing. They've even the past that have come up. It doesn't feel as if it's old baggage anymore. It just feels as if you're acknowledging all of the healing and the trauma and the wounds that have come before you. And I'm also seeing this detachment from the divine masculines because you are fully aware that you are appreciating that if your masculine is with their karmic partner, then that is giving you the support within your connection. It means that your masculine is learning, and it really does help integrate your own lessons and your own journey. So this is what I was saying, that progress is in the faith that you have now rather than the external validation that you're seeking. But I'm also seeing that there's a lot of people who are asking their higher selves, asking their twin flames higher self. Remember, you are one and one of the same. So whenever you ask your higher self, like really open yourself up, remain open-hearted about what type of answers that you're seeking, and you will receive them. And this is kind of what I did at the beginning of the spread. I was going to do a divine masculine spread and then a divine feminine, but the second spread kind of added to the first spread. So it's predominantly a divine masculine message because we've got the Ace of Pentacles as the first card that came out. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Seven of Wands. What this says to me is there is this abundance coming. Like, I feel as if Spirit is saying that they are super, super proud of you. Spirit is really celebrating your growth, divine masculines and divine feminines, because you are one of the same. And I feel like a lot of pain and a lot of wounding and a lot of longing for each other has come and gone. It's come and gone so quickly, but you're definitely feeling it in each other. So almost like your um food, the way you eat, or what you're eating has changed, how you're purging has changed, how you're longing for each other. I feel as if it's such a mirrored time for you both, but then a lot of times you're not seeing that your masculine is mirroring you. It's just a sensation, it's just a feeling. And this is where twin flames kind of need that validation sometimes, just to say, is this happening to them too? Is this happening to other twin flames? And your journey is your journey, but it requires this sense of faith and intuitiveness that you know your twin flame is your twin flame. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting regarding the purging, regarding the changes in appetite, regarding the physical or emotional sensations that you're going through. These things are happening because there is more coming. And I say more like abundance, prosperity, wealth, success, all of these things that are kind of like, because you're so busy being in the present moment, divine feminines, like you're so indifferent about it. And that's what I mean about the hope that I mentioned earlier, that you haven't lost hope, but in a sense, you haven't been pining for your masculine. You've kind of like accepted where you are, where your divine masculine is, and you have faith because you're constantly grounded in this present moment. And yes, it's trying, but this Eight of Pentacles means that you have been working consistently on this. And because you, divine feminines, are working consistently, it's actually accelerating the awakening and the ascension of your divine masculine, because we've got the Two of Wands here, and the Two of Wands is about creating your future reality. So divine feminines, if you want something different, you have to think different thoughts, you have to behave in different ways, you have to change your habits. And when you change your thoughts, you change your emotions, you change your habits, you can create a new reality. And the Seven of Wands is here to say that you can defend your right to, I don't know, the typical example is I wanted to have a freedom in my role, that I didn't want to become a coach who was constantly tied to a facility. And COVID had enabled me to do that, to work online. Obviously, like a few years later, I developed this channel. And the Seven of Wands is saying that you don't need to defend what you class as freedom, what you class as wants and needs to other people, because it doesn't need to make sense to other people. Like, if it makes sense to you to wake up later in the morning and to have your cup of coffee or to do yoga or meditate and things like that, like your mornings don't have to look or feel the same as other people's mornings. And those are the types of habits and changes that you're going to so rightly defend and um, fight against others. And I don't mean conflict. I just mean that some people just won't get it, but you don't need to justify your own actions and habits. But from there, we've got the Five of Swords. So for some of you, you may come into conflict with other people, having to justify what you're doing, how you're doing it. You know, like if you're still single or you've never been married, a lot of times other people say, like, when are you going to get married, or are you seeing anyone? And in your heart of hearts, you know the answer is, I've already met my person, I am in a committed relationship with them. And it's really difficult to explain that to Joe Public, for example. But there might be conflict in terms of how your version of what you know is right for you is going to conflict with other people's version of what they know is right for them. But the Page of Swords is saying that you don't need to use harsh words to explain yourself, that you can stand up for yourself, you can create boundaries and speak softly but firmly. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. So we've got the Knight of Cups here as well, because it's saying that you also need to speak softly and kindly to yourself, divine feminines. And this again, I said this is a divine masculine spread, but everything the divine masculine is going through is the divine feminine's frequency. So everything the divine going through, it's ricocheting into the divine masculine's frequency. So the Knight of Cups is saying that there will be this communication, there will be this offer. If you haven't communicated with your twin flame, it is coming. But I'm also seeing that there is a lot of you that are so indifferent about this, that you know it's coming, that you know you're on your journey, you know you're taking priority and steps to remain present and grounded in this moment and being in this current reality, that when the communication comes, if it hasn't already, that you are not attaching yourself to the outcome as you did before. And it's not to say that you're ignoring what you feel. It's actually saying that this is the appropriate time to make the next step in your connection. And the last card came out was the Three of Pentacles. And I feel as if that this is so appropriate in the grand scheme of things when I mentioned that Knight of Cups, you know, giving yourself love and compassion, speaking to yourself with kindness and like loving ways. It's actually, you're speaking to your inner divine masculine kindly and lovingly, and then they're going to have the opportunity to come forward and communicate with you. So I'm going to retract what I used to say before in my video as saying, you know, you can be the soft divine feminine, you don't need to reach out. Look, if you have this strong inkling to reach out, only you know. Only you know your divine masculine, only you know your connection, only you know the circumstances that you're in. And just remain in connection with your higher self, feminines, because your divine masculine will let you know when they're ready for communication rather than then you having to wait for them to reach out, if that makes sense. So there is this like very different dualistic type of pathways that are happening between the masculines and feminines. And I feel like this is so appropriate because everybody has their own journey. So I pulled out clarification cards, and the Ace of Pentacles was clarified by the King of Wands. So again, it's saying that the more and more you thrive in your current reality, the more and more you're able to create a new reality. And the Hanged Man is giving you the opportunity. The Hanged Man, sorry, my alarm just went off, but the Hanged Man just gives you the opportunity to pause before taking drastic action. So how can you be intentional about your actions rather than hasty? And the song that literally came up, because it comes up randomly on my phones whenever I do alarms. So this is the Orion's Belt by Sabrina Collado. So it was one of my favorite songs, but Orion's Belt really reminds us to say that there's so much consistency, there's so much progress being made between you and your twin flames, but because the cosmos is responding to it. And this is what I said earlier, that the spiritual team are really, really proud of your progress. Even if in the external you're not seeing it, the Hanged Man is spiritual progress, right? And the Hanged Man and the Hierophant, sorry, is it even on a bottom of another deck. So I really feel that the Hanged Man is important regarding your progress. We've got the Death card again, we've got the Queen of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, just to say that there is a lot of things happening right now, and you don't need to make a decision on anything. Just to go on to your higher self, your divine masculine's higher self, and really ask, what do you need right now? And the Eight of Pentacles was actually clarified by the Queen of Wands. And this is what I was saying, that I wanted to do a spread about the divine masculines, but I feel that the divine feminines are intertwining with these current paths and journeys. So there will be an integration between you and your divine masculine. You're going to have conversations about how things have been similarly playing out, which is very, very positive. But the Eight of Pentacles clarified clarified by the Queen of Wands, just goes to show that both of you are simultaneously stepping up the next level of your ascension. So the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands is this divine counterpart pairing. And I've been shuffling this deck, and at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Lovers card. Now, in a previous deck, as I was shuffling, we had the Lovers card at the bottom of the deck. But I was like, look, if it comes out again in the live reading, then that's exactly what it is. And sometimes I do test spirit when I do these readings, because sometimes I'm like, well, the Lovers card, okay, that's interesting. But when I'm talking about the King and the Queen of Wands, it's saying that you don't need to sabotage this by being too hasty, being too assertive on certain things. You can let love take the course, and your angels and guides and ancestors are all contributing to this sense of union. So you are working towards your higher self. So is your divine masculines, even if you can't see it. And the Two of Wands was clarified by the Page of Wands. Now, for me, this is the progress that you're not seeing in the external, but it's happening in the spiritual. Because listen, two cards that literally just flew out of the deck, two major arcanas, which is the Tower card, the Hermit card, and the bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Wands. So it does go to show that the hard work that you are doing, it is progress, right? The King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, you're counting down to where you need to be, and you're looking towards the future about the way you want to live your dreams, the way you want to live your day to day. And I feel like a lot of divine feminines are really coming into what makes them happy, what makes them fulfilled. And you're setting the example for the divine masculines who are probably a little bit intimidated to do it for themselves, but they see you as an example, which is very positive. The Seven of Wands was clarified by the King of Pentacles. So again, this is this way of showing up, respecting yourself, divine feminines, respecting your boundaries, showing up in the physical abundant state is giving the example to the divine masculine of how life should be lived, right? They don't have any other examples like this, and if they do, they probably have just ignored it. So the Five of Swords was clarified by the Eight of Wands and the Two of Swords. So sometimes some of you are thinking a little bit too much about communication. It is coming. Look to your higher selves if this is something that you're interested in, because it is coming rapidly. But also we have the Page of Swords. Remember, I talked about communication anyway, clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. So this was directly underneath the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Why are these things important? Because the communication will flow naturally. You don't need to force things. You don't need to force anything in life. You need to start again with this new attitude of how can you nurture what you currently have in this present moment, right? And so you don't need to go back in the past and say, well, this is how I used to act before, or this is how it used to happen. Learn from it, learn to let that go, and learn to appreciate where you are right now. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So that is clarified by the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. So take this time to rest, to digest. Some of you have been struck with physical purging, and that has really knocked you for six, and it's had to slow you down, which is a positive thing. But it also states that this physical slowing down has allowed the High Priestess, the nurturing side of you. As soon as I said that, we've got the Hanged Man again, and I was thinking about the Hanged Man as I was saying this, but the High Priestess and the Hanged Man really is about the highest ascension of you and your higher calling. So take this time of rest, digestion, to slow down and really tune into your body, really tune into what your body is telling you, what needs are coming through. And wow, we've got the Tower and the Chariot clarifying these messages, saying that this upheaval is purposeful, is moving you forward. And the Ten of Cups is now at the bottom of the deck. So it's saying that, before you had the Tower and you had so much upheaval, and we have the Ten of Wands because you needed to let it go. And now the Ten of Pentacles has come out. So we've now had the Tower, the Chariot, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. This is why I was saying the Ace of Pentacles was significant here. The Ace of Cups is significant here because you are moving towards the highest path for the both of you. So instead of looking at holding on to the past version of you, this is the time to let the past version of you go. Really, truly let it go. And the foundation that you're building, get this, the Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Sun card. Like, honestly, the happiest card in the deck. You deserve this because you've been resilient, you've been determined on this journey. And wow, we've got the Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and we've got the Magician. So this is what I was saying earlier, that you get to create your reality. If you keep pondering on the past will keep repeating itself. If you keep sustaining those old habits and activities, you're going to be staying stuck where you are. If you keep replaying what has happened in the past between you and your masculine, well, those things will be your state of consciousness. But now is the time to let those things go and let the past version of you go, so you can really step into the highest version, and that creates your day-to-day reality. How do you want to live? How do you want to approach your day? What do you want to invite into your life? And this is this fast moving energy that is coming through. So I hope some of you guys really liked this message. I know for me, there was a lot of cards, there was a lot of information, but it was one of my favorite types of readings because I haven't done a reading in a while. But what I get from this type of energy is the progress is here. You are in the midst of letting go of the old version of you, divine feminines, and the divine masculines, and that is leading you to communicate, to come into union if you aren't already, and to keep buckling down on your own work, staying in this reality and honoring where you are, where they are, and trusting that the love is here no matter what, because you are in union as we speak. If this is something that you resonated with and you're still here, please do click the like button so more and more people can find videos like this for their support on their twin flame journey. And if you are interested in stepping up the level of readings, then you're welcome to join the Divine Sacred Tarot community. Head over to divinesacredtarot.com, and you've got an option between joining the community where we have a weekly newsletters, exclusive readings, and community calls. I'm going to be doing one before the end of this month, so I will send out an email on that. If you just want to join for a free newsletter and just get updates every month, I do that for free. There's no obligation. You just sign up to my monthly newsletter, or you can even request a personal reading. So if that is something you're interested in, head over to my website. The link is in the description box. And don't forget to like this video and comment if it resonated. I'm sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.